I've gotten a lot of questions about how I made this pattern. Let's talk about it. The drawer faces you just saw are my workbench project. You can click up here or something. I've never actually done that before. And you can watch the entire build video and how I made the whole thing, or it'll be linked in the description. But this video is about the pattern. There I was, in the shower, trying to get the dirt and the grime of the daily shop off of me. I mean, it's actually just dust, so all you need is a blower. I've been thinking about my workbench and what I want to do with it, what theme I want for it to be. I was building the frame and the interior cabinet carcasses, which sounds like something of decay, but it's actually a beautiful and wonderful thing. And eventually I came up with the theme of Red Dead Redemption 2. And in that, I was thinking about all the weapons in the game. How can I make the drawer faces kind of resemble that in the design? And that's when it hit me. And I thought of the texture, the knurled texture on the grip of a lot of weapons, not just on weapons, but there's, anything, there's lots of metal uses that. Well, how can I make wood look like that? I don't even own a CNC. How do I get the spacing perfect? Which was a trick. Sounds impossible, it's probably impossible. But in the shower, you get some good thinking done. And I realized, I think I can pull, I think my wife is vacuuming on the other side of the wall here. Shave and cut. Good news, everyone! I thought the number one question might kind of be something along the lines of, how in the world did you do the pattern? So, I kept all my stuff. It's all for you. For you. Let me set up the big camera so I can have both my hands and I'll walk you through it. Okay, here we go. To make the pattern, the first thing you have to do is figure out the spacing. And the only way I could figure to do that was to make a whole bunch of shims that I can put between the fence and a block. I had to double side tape that down and set up all these shims, but the shims needed to be exactly perfect. They needed to all be exactly the same size, the same thickness and everything, just to rule out any inconsistencies. I couldn't have any frayed edges or anything like that. I went with plywood, and these are the plywood shims. A quick note, in order to get these little bad boys here across the miter slot, because they would fall down in the miter slot, I had to take a little strip of wood and double side tape it down to try and get it more up flush. It didn't have to be perfect, just to try and get these things over the slot, over the hurdle, over the gully. In order to make the whole thing work, you have to change the blade to one with a flat rake. The teeth can't have any kind of angle to them. They need to be flat, because when you tilt the blade then to a 45-degree angle, the right angle of the flat tooth would be, if it's like this on the side of the tooth, flat top of the tooth, normally, then you turn it at a 45-degree angle, and there you go. So now you've got it comes up at a point like that. And I just took the blade and lowered it way down into the table as far as it needed to go, to only have to cut a little bit into this walnut that I milled up here into a panel. It probably went about roughly halfway through it. All that was left to do is make sure that I got all the angles correct, which I used my miter gauge. I didn't bring it over here. Behold, the MG36 compass miter gauge by Harvey Industries. Why aren't you going in there? What did I do? Yeah, that was weird. Seems fine. In order to make the pattern, the miter gauge needed to be at 22.5 degrees. What I would do is I would take a piece of walnut and say that this is all the way over here with the shims against it, stacked all the way out. I would put the corner against the fence, which is okay because we're not going all the way through the walnut. It's more like a dado. And I would run it through pull it out, bring it back, unlock the fence, remove a shim. It goes over the distance of the shim, lock it back, put it against, run it through again, unlock the fence, remove a shim. It goes over that distance, relock the fence, put it against it, run it through again. And I kept doing that over and over again with pressure put down on the walnut to try and make sure that we could, get a consistent depth there so that this panel didn't bend up and around on me. And then once you run through all of these slants, what? Once I ran through all of these little, in one direction, in order to make the other side, all you have to do is set it all back up again and tilt it back to 22.5 degrees, the opposite direction. And then you start all over again. It was, I can't tell you how much fun it was. So that is how I did it. As far as the drawer faces themselves go, all I had to do was go down the full depth of this knurled pattern, the full panel, which I think is, I milled it to roughly 1/4 inch. Had to go down the full depth into the drawer like that with a pass at 22.5 degrees, and then just keep working that drawer over across the blade over and over again until I cut all that wood out to the edge of the drawer face, which then allowed me to glue this up right on top of the drawer face, and then any of the edges remaining, I just sawed them off. I can't say I really enjoyed this whole process. I did not. I can say I really enjoyed when it was over, but I'm really proud of how the drawers turned out. I think they look really great. I hope I helped answer your questions. I'm not sure that I'm the best person to be explaining like how to do things. It's not really my thing, I guess. The entire build video is a whole lot more entertaining than this video. Please go check it out. Again, link to that video right over here, I think, because that looks like a good spot right there. This area here. Yep. And again, there's a link to that video in the description below. Please go check it out. Remember to subscribe. The next video that I do will be a thing, like a new thing, not this thing. This is over. This is done. It's a workbench. Henceforth, its fate is to be beaten to a pulp, which will make me cry. I'll see everybody on the next project.